Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week we're going to talk about the dolls that got me started into Barbie doll collecting, or got me interested in collecting Barbie dolls back in the early to mid 80s. Actually, I'd say early 80s. So that was, and I know I've mentioned this before, but I want to expound on it in this video, the Dolls of the World collection. So recently I have gotten some more of the Dolls of the World collection that I hadn't had previously. So I'm trying to finish the ones that I'm missing from the early 80s. One of the very earliest was Oriental Barbie, is what they called her at the time. Now her box is dated for, let me just double check here, but 1980, that's what I thought, 1980. Here's what she looks like. And she's in this yellow and red outfit. So, I'm not sure why they called her Oriental doll, or Oriental Barbie. But she says, I'm from Hong Kong, an island off mainland China. It's in the Orient. Well, maybe that's why. Which includes countries such as Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, Malaysia. Throughout the Orient, people shop at outdoor marketplaces, etc., etc. So, here's, by the way, some drawings, which I really like some of these drawings from back then. I think that, look at the color. And this, by the way, is some of what today's dolls are missing, is all this charm. That's one way I would put it. They've got a lot of information. They have a lot of detail on the boxes. And today's dolls just really, in my opinion, don't have that. So anyway, this is Oriental Barbie, and she is from Hong Kong, which is part of the Orient, so that's true. I'm going to try and give you a little closer view of her face. Here it is. Okay, so that's that one. And then also, if I can find somewhere to put this, the next one I want to show you. Now this is one, for the Dolls of the World collection, this is one of the dolls that has been done more than any other country, I think. And that's one of the qualms I have with the Dolls of the World collection over the years, is they repeat countries too often. There are a lot of countries that have probably not been done and could be done. But anyway, this one is one of my favorites. It is from 1981, or at least that's when the box is dated, and it's Indian Barbie. So, and the box isn't perfect, but here's the thing. I first saw these in a department store on a display, and I don't know, there were probably 6 or 8 of them, and I was just mesmerized because I just love the variety and all these. Talk about different than your average Barbie. This is what I loved about Barbies, was that they weren't just the blonde and, in a bathing suit. There's nothing wrong with that, but I like variety, and this was the epitome of variety. So here's, by the way, a drawing on this one's box. Cool drawing. I'm not sure who did these, but I like them. It says, my country has the highest mountains in the world, the jungles where tigers, elephants, and monkeys live. The elephants are trained to move logs or carry people in parades. A beautiful bird, the peacock, is our national emblem. In India, most people live in villages. Their houses don't have running water, so they go to the village well for water, etc. So here's the other side of the box. And it shows you, of course, a map of India, and they speak Hindi, at least some of them. It's, and just on and on and on. So I love these dolls, and they're just, to me, so cool. And the next one, and this is in no particular order, by the way. So let's see. Well, they keep switching where the date is. This one is actually much later in the decade of the 80s. This is from 87. And this is Korean Barbie, as you see here at the bottom. And she's got quite a colorful outfit. It certainly reminds me of Miko from the time period. In fact, it kind of looks like tropical Miko in a way. But anyway, here's the drawing on this one. And says, "Hi, hello, I'm from South Korea, the land of the morning calm. Korea is a rabbit-shaped country divided into two parts, North Korea and South Korea. South Korea is a land of beautiful mountains. The highest peak is there. Seoul is the capital of South Korea. It's one of the world's 20 largest cities." And it looks like they don't really talk a lot about North Korea. So, wonder why. Anyway, this is the Korean Barbie. And that's her. Now, here's one of these next two are two brand new ones that I got that I hadn't had until a recent eBay purchase. Now, again, Irish Barbie has been done at least 3, maybe 4, I'd say 4 times minimum. And I think that's too much. I don't think they needed to do her all those times. But I did want this since it's the original one, the original Irish one, and I didn't have it, and I got a really good deal for it on eBay. Of course, they always have green dresses and red hair, but, you know, this one actually, her hair is reddish brown, but the picture, you know, is more red. She's from Ireland, the beautiful Emerald Isle west of England. It's called that because of the lush green hills. We also have many pretty lakes, the longest river in all the British Isles, the Shannon. Our biggest city is Dublin, which is the capital. Ireland is famous for potatoes, but our many farms also grow barley, wheat, oats, turnips, sugar beets. Cattle and dairy products are important, and we manufacture things like crystal, cars, and textiles. So that's some of what is said. And look, they have an Irish Lucky Charm guy. That's a bit much. I think they should have stuck with something else. I don't know what, but yeah, a leprechaun. So, okay, so I was glad to get that one. And this is my most recent purchase, is Icelandic Barbie. She is from, let's see, 86. And, you know, not one of the ones I got originally because she's sort of, you know, your typical blonde Barbie from the time period. Not really that different from others. In fact, there's another one I'm going to show you that looks quite similar to her, I think. But again, I'm trying to complete the collection, and I really wanted this one because how many times do you see an Icelandic Barbie, or one that's supposed to be from Iceland? First one, and I believe only one. So that kind of goes back to my point about why some countries are done 4 or 5 times, but others are never done, and maybe done once, like this. Now, I guess somebody could say the main reason is because what I said earlier. She looks like your average Barbie, but still, I think there's things that, you know, make her different, like her outfit. By the way, it says, "I live in Iceland, an island in the Atlantic Ocean, near the Arctic Circle. The Gulf Stream brings warmth to our waters and makes our weather milder than you would think. We are called the land of fire and ice because huge ice fields lie next to spouting geysers, hot springs, and volcanoes. Our capital is Reykjavik on Smoking Bay, probably because the Vikings who settled here saw steam rising from the distant hot springs as they sailed into the harbor." So there's some about Iceland. And, you know, they do have a tiny map down here, too. And what they... Well, let's see what they speak. If it says... Oh, I can't see... I don't see any language. So, anyway, that's Icelandic Barbie. And the last two for today are Swiss Barbie, which looks a little bit like Icelandic, not that different. Got the pigtails. Now, by the way, these next two I got really cheap in an auction, and unfortunately the cellophane is ripped here, and I can feel the velvet or the felt or whatever that is on her dress. So I'm going to be deboxing these next two since I have them in the box in good condition, are not broken. I mean, these aren't in bad condition. You know, she's a bit Heidi-ish, the Swiss Barbie. Many languages spoken in my country. Most of us speak Swiss German. Many speak French. Some speak Italian. So look at the map of Europe and you'll see why Switzerland is surrounded by Germany, Austria, France, and Italy. Below are some of the words you can try. Most of Switzerland is mountainous. The most famous mountain is the icy Matterhorn. Very difficult to climb. Let's see. A famous mountain path, the St. Bernard Pass, is known as the home of St. Bernard dogs, trained by monks to rescue people lost in the snow. The Swiss play Alpenhorns to call cattle home. Some Alpenhorns are 15 feet long. So there's some about Swiss Barbie. And there's the country and a skier. So Swiss Barbie will be out of her box before long. By the way, this is from 1983. And last, but certainly not least for today, is Japanese Barbie. This is a very pretty doll, I think. I mean, exquisite in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of red in there, and it's got a red background, so it's not showing up too well. And then I've got this yellow glare. But you can see her. She's got her hair up. It's quite nice. And she's also got the cellophane ripped down here. I don't know if it's almost like something landed on it because it's boom, you know, there's a big hole with it radiating out. So anyway, I've got a good one, so I can take this one out. Here's her lovely drawing. And the other side of the box. And she says, hello from Japan. My country is a group of islands formed by volcanic rock long ago. Of the 265 volcanoes in Japan, Mount Fuji is the most famous. It is to us a sacred mountain. When people greet one another in my country, they bow, sign of politeness and respect. These things are very important to us. We have a great love of beauty and nature. You will see many gardens in Japan. They may include large rocks, pieces of wood, sculptures, ponds with koi. Flower arranging, it is an art form here. We call it ikebana. I think I'm saying that right. Even our language is an art form. It's written in picture-like characters, and they give examples. Here's a couple examples. Okay, so that's some about Japanese Barbie. And I really do like this one. One other thing, by the way, let's see. She is from 1984. So we've seen some from 80 to 87 in this group of 7, I think I've shown today. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dolls of the world in the early 80s. So I hope you've enjoyed those. And before I close today, I want to show you one other thing that I got on Amazon recently. And some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with this. It's called Collectively Yours Barbie 1980 to 1990. So it covers all these dolls as well as, of course, many others. I found this to be really helpful. It's got a great table of contents, and you know, like here's, by the way, Parisian Barbie from this series, and it tells you to see page 14 for her information. Here's the famous Beauty Secrets Christie that so many people adore, and Barbie, of course. So this has great pictures. A lot of good detail, and I really enjoy this as a supplement to my other books, specializing in the decade that I most enjoy about Barbie collecting. And when I started, here's Golden Dream, by the way, for those two. And anyway, I recommend this book highly. I think it's definitely worth it. You can get it really cheap, and it is hardback, by the way. It's by Margot Rana, I think her name is, or Raina, I'm not sure which. And I definitely think this is a great book for someone who wants more information on Barbie dolls in that 10-year period. So, with that, I want to close for today, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, give me a check, and also, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.